All right, hello and welcome everyone back here to game number 2 between the two CHUANZ and SNA plus 4. You're watching CEVO-Main Season 4. I'm Helium, and with me is Chicago Ted.
Yep, game one, interesting game to say the very least. Two Schwans showing why IX Mike and SNA plus 4 is the stronger team. But I mean, they had some signs of life in some of their plays that they made. So definitely not out of this best of 3, but they need some serious re-planning just to try to bring this to a game 3.
Yeah, the Mirana in the mid lane, I believe it was Darkness, or at least that's what we're calling him. One of the newer players for two CHUANZ. Caillou I've known for a long time. He played for Nexus Gaming back in CEVO Season 0, 1, and 2. Definitely a quality player. He used to play mid, actually, so it looks like he's transitioned over to a support. And from the two CHUANZ I remember, 470 Frost and Hacks still sticking around. But yeah, they're going to have their work cut out for them. And I think the point I was going to make was the Mirana kind of suffered in the mid lane, had a hard time. Good rune control by the Magnus, just shut her down as she was always in risk of dying to a RP double damage. As there we go, Slardar Dazzle picked up first by two CHUANZ as SNA plus 4 are going to get that Wisp once again.
So it looks like they did want the Slardar Dazzle a lot last game. And because it was banned out, now they're coming back with a vengeance. They're saying, okay, we got our strong hero. Let's see if we can take a game off of you. And as an A plus 4, they're responding again with the IO, who on and off has shown a lot of success. And sometimes, I mean, he's fallen out of the meta. Teams have figured out how to counter him. But every time I really see him get picked up, he gets used to great effect. And I don't know if that's a trend with his hero just being really strong in and of himself, but either way, it doesn't look like the nerf to his tether not stunning, really changed how effective this hero is. So we'll see if they want to try to go for a classic pair or just do what they did last game and use him as a mobility as well as a good heal and movement speed booster.
Yeah, I mean, he's definitely still great, as overpowered didn't really get changed at all. It's just the tether not having the stun, and now we see Wisp with people like Ember Spirit, who of course has a 2-man 3-second stun when that's at rank 4, so can cancel the TP that way. I think it was always a great hero, but you know how the trends go. The new metagame gets sort of discovered, and then 6.8 comes along, and there isn't a metagame, so I mean, you can do whatever you want at this point.
I'd say it's a metagame, but it's a lot more complicated than the past few, and I've tried so hard to try to understand it.
I've been depressed the last couple of days, so I just can't figure it out.
Oh man, I like to analyze meta. It's kind of like what I do. For those of you who remember my blogs, I do want to continue doing that at some point, but for now
we should,
they have
because the new
slowed
blog
down.
ticker is pretty sweet over at CEVO.com.
So I mean, if I do start doing that, you guys will be the first to know. But it's one of the things I like to do is kind of analyze the meta, see where it's going, see where it's been, and hopefully try to make it understandable. And right now, even I'm having a hard time understanding it. So hopefully I can get a grasp on it. But for now, this is a game in CEVO. This is what we're casting. Outer Devourer gets banned out by SNA plus 4.
Yeah, actually, I had the displeasure of playing that hero the other day. The nerfs have made it, I mean, it's still a fantastic hero, but the nerfs on the Astral Spirit range and the base damage being lowered, it makes it a bit harder. It forces you to buy into that bottle, because, I don't know, you're kind of casting your Astral Spirit less, but using your mana and maybe not getting those procs. And of course you can't trigger your Essence Aura off of items anymore, so needing the bottle, and then as a result not the best mech carrier, because there's really no reason to get the buckler early, so it kind of changed the hero a little bit. Kind of like the farming 1 role, which is probably why we see Arteezy on it a lot. That's kind of what he does in the mid lane. Takes up that 1 role anyways.
Even Arteezy hasn't really been playing Outer World Devourer that much recently.
I noticed it getting banned quite a bit at the South by Southwest LAN finals.
Well, I guess teams are still afraid of Arteezy's OD, but he's been playing a lot more heroes. Like, I'm trying to think. He was playing the Shadow Fiend.
Morphling a lot.
Playing the Morphling. Yep, that was a big one.
Lycan.
The Drow Ranger, the Lycan is another one. So yeah, I mean, he has a pretty wide range of heroes, and I think that's what a lot of teams look for. And it really showed as they did end up winning the. No spoilers. I won't say what they won, but I think I made it kind of
not the tournament we were just talking about. They didn't win that.
No, definitely not. But it looks like Treant Protector is going to come onto the field and make Slardar practically invincible.
Indeed. Not a whole lot of quick damage instances yet. Maybe the Wisps, actually, or the Spirits from Io. Do quite a bit if you keep them in close. But speaking of hero diversity, IX Mike, the inventor, the current inventor of the offlane. We did actually see, I think Liquid ran Faceless Void offlane, courtesy of IX Mike bringing that to the field. I guess it can work. The new offlane is pretty versatile, especially if people start running those duo lanes or pick up a jungler. But I'm hoping we see Mike play this Puck that got picked up second, as Visage is going to be the support behind the IO. So a very strong pick getting through, as we've got the AA and the Clockwork both, again, still popular picks. Two CHUANZ, didn't use them to great effect in Game 1. They don't want to play it, they don't want to play against it.
Yeah, and they're instead going to pick up the Weaver, so they got, we see the classic combo coming out from SNA +4, but hold that thought. As Weaver, Treant Protector, classically known as one of the most annoying combos, second only to Weaver Abaddon. So that's going to be pretty fun to watch, as if Weaver can get off the ground, he can do a lot of damage to this IO, to this Puck. Tiny, I'm not sure how much we can see him do, but Weaver still deals a lot of damage, so can probably clean up Tiny, given a little bit of extra oomph, and that oomph is going to be Slardar's amplified damage. So we'll just have to wait and see. If Slardar and Weaver get farm, then I don't see much hope for SNA +4.
Well, I mean, never count out the IO Tiny split push Rat Dota combination. Need we look back at TI3?
Well, never count that out.
Despite bringing up painful memories for some.
But at the same time, looking back at that, was there a Treant Protector healing up the towers every time that Tiny wasn't there? I mean, he's going to be going in every single time and trying to chunk down a full tower. When you've got Weaver, Slardar, who can constantly be around the map, who are probably going to TP to defend that tower, probably force Tiny back.
Not if Puck gets the $1 million Dream Coil.
Okay, well, if one of them, is able to force Tiny back, then that tower is going to be back up to full health, and Tiny and Wio have to do it again. So it's going to be a little bit more difficult than typical, than what's thought it's typical, because the Treant Protector is going to be healing up those towers. So
yeah, it definitely adds to your push. You need to get it done, otherwise the next time you come back to that tower, it's probably going to be at full HP or very close to it. Treant, very, very annoying, sort of forces people to fight over those objectives a little bit more than, I guess, I mean, you're not really scared of it getting denied, it's more it going back to full health. So forces fighting around the towers. As looking at some more bans here, we see the Rubik was banned out by SNA +4. I guess they just don't want that instant lift. Can really hurt the Puck. Storm Spirit as well, getting that Orchid. The Puck does outlane Storm Spirit, but Storm Spirit later on becomes a menace to Puck and vice versa. But quickly, we see a Tinker get picked up right now, so pushing into SNA +4 isn't going to be very easy either. And it's going to be Darkness, as we were probably butchering his name on that Mirana once more for two CHUANZ.
I guess Darkness wasn't feeling too confident about his Mirana, but started to kind of fall into the swing of things, as we saw he was hitting more arrows, and he was doing a little bit more around the map. But we'll see if he can take that momentum of doing a little bit more each time and take that to the start of the beginning of Game 1 and really snowball, because he's going to be up against a Tinker, and shutting down a Tinker is kind of like the absolute goal for him in this game. If the Tinker gets out of hand, Visage Tinker is scary. And when you mix that with a relocating Tiny, I mean, you've got 4 heroes that can be across the map, or 3 heroes that can be across the map at any given time, any given point, and you really fear for your life no matter where you are.
Should prepare for battle.
Oh, look at you. You put on the series indicators like a true professional.
Yeah.
For those of you that don't know, I normally host the lobbies, but we had Ted, Tom, whatever your name is, doing it tonight. He's done a great job.
Yeah, I'd like to think I'm doing a great job. I mean,
Mike, he got a little upset, but he's under the influence of a mustache, and you can never trust what those people say.
Yeah, it's the 3rd lobby. This game was the 3rd lobby I've ever set up for CEVO. So, I mean, successfully rather. So this is kind of new for me. This is uncomfortable, and I'm glad I'm making it work.
It's really fun when all the players yell at you, isn't it? They're like, go, 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 go. You're like, you're not helping the situation right now. I need to make sure everybody's ready.
2 games, I had to make sure that the other team, casting team, had their game set up. I mean, I was all over the place. Either way, I mean, we should probably introduce these teams, as we're coming 20 seconds to the group.
Yeah, I guess. All right, over to two CHUANZ. We've got 470. He's going to be playing up on that Treant Protector. He's got a Stout Shield, So it looks like they're just running a duo off lane here. I would imagine Frost is going to go ahead and be taking the farm here. He's playing up on that Weaver mid lane once again. Hopefully looking for a little bit better of a performance early on. The Mirana here going to be played by Darkness. Dazzle maybe rotating bottom, could be going back top. But that's going to be played by Caillou right now. And then up in the top lane, it's going to be Hax here on the Slardo. So the two armor reducing heroes going to be together. With the strong combination later, good initiation as well. Hax likely just going to get a blink.
All right, so playing from the lush green, we have SNA +4. It's Whitebeard. He's smoked up right now, or invised up. He's going to be picking up the Visage. Might be looking to try to make an engagement happen. But in the meantime, SNA will be on the IO. KVH will be playing the Tiny, the acronym squad down here. Quickly in the mid lane, Ush will be on the Tinker, and IX Mike will be playing the Puck. So shifting focus.
I predicted that.
What?
I predicted that.
Shifting focus again to the bottom lane. It looks like Whitebeard is not going to make too much happen with that Invis rune, as level 1 Visages typically don't make too many things happen. So definitely playing to what we expect. But it's going to be a dual lane versus tri-lane down here. It's actually a 2-1-2 coming out from the side of CHUANZ. So they're playing very stable lineups right now, trying to make sure that everyone gets some good XP.
Yeah, and looking at Mike here on the offlane. Puck, not a hero you see in the offlane a lot. Maybe they sort of read into the 2-1-2 lineup, because Puck can get a lot more versus just laning against the Slardar right now. Dazzle rotating. They really can't kill the Puck, to be honest. So he's going to get a ton of XP and even a decent amount of farm. Same thing goes for KVH. They're not really going to be able to disrupt his farming too much, and we'll see what he wants to go for. That traditional sort of... I don't really know which one is traditional, to be honest. The traditional Tiny is Blink, or the newer Tiny, I guess, where you sort of carry. But he can get a Blink, too, to match that initiation of the Stars. This could be first blood here. Is that a Geminate attack? It is not. Frost, of course. Sakuchi, a pretty long cooldown at rank 1. He's going to get healed back up here, 470. Trying to make forward as they're contesting the pool camp. There's a Leech Seed onto Whitebeard, and this will be the first blood going over to 470 on the Treant with that Leech Seed.
Yep, and you know, Treant is just such a strong support, strong aggressive support in the early game. Not many people really pick him up and expect to see how much damage he can do, but Leech Seed deals a fairly good amount of damage, but pair that up with his auto attack, it's so hard to live up against this guy. It's almost like you're going up against someone constantly buffed by an Ancient Apparition.
Yeah, they were talking about that. I was just watching the Dream League at work today. Hopefully no one from my work is watching this. But they're talking a lot about the Treant and how, I think it was, well, actually, hold that thought. Treant, as we're also talking a lot about them. Gonna be in trouble. The lift or the throw by Tiny, the Soul Assumption from Whitebeard. That's KVH picking up that kill. So it's not the first blood, but they net up 1-1 on the scoreboard right now as quickly... Actually, Ush's Ancients have been blocked, so he cannot stack those from the mid lane. But Treant, basically they were saying his Leech Seed later on in the game if you get max, and it's kind of like a free mech in the team fights, which is true, but it doesn't give you the armor, and it's not really all at once like a mech is, were the points that they raised and I agreed with.
Well, I mean, you think about it that way, fine, but it's still a very hefty heal, and a heal over time is better than no heal at all. And, I mean, no armor, but you can give anyone on that fight, almost invulnerability for a short period of time with the living armor. So I definitely think that his skill set is somewhat comparable to a mech, if not a little bit better, as, I mean, being a hero, you kind of don't want to be just a mech, but he is really good. And 470 actually going to get slowed up right now by BRY, by Whitebeard. I have to remember it is Whitebeard. And 470 is actually going to go ahead and use the Leech Seed out into SNA. Look at his auto attack.
Look at these right clicks.
Yep.
If this was ability draft, SNA would be so dead right now.
Well, it depends on what the abilities are.
Well, we're assuming he got the ones he wanted. We all know what that is. As looking at KVH's farm, though, it's really not being hindered too much. He's 16 and 4 right now. His mid on his side of things, Ush at 17 and 3. We see Mirana, though, having a much better time, 20 and 7. He's actually leading the farm this game, so looking to take it into a game 3 for CHUANZ. Up top, Slardar 13 and 2. We see the Puck 10-1. So Mike getting a decent amount, as Dazzle, of course, you know, soloing up some XP from the creep pools, and we would expect CHUANZ to have that XP advantage early. They actually are about to lose it with this kill potentially on the Tree Ant Protector. He was about to kill SNA. Now he throws out the living armor, still running away. The Siege Engine even taking off some of those instances, and with that quick salve, he's actually going to have just enough to live. Frost thought about turning around there to throw some attacks onto KVH, but will back off to safety. No blood drawn.
Yeah, Frost was actually stepping hard on SNA and actually missed or didn't throw 1 or 2 auto attacks, which would have been the death of this IO. So I don't know. I think he had a kill potential on the back lines and just didn't go for it, while BRY or Whitebeard and KVH were focused on trying to take down Treant. So a missed opportunity from Frost, but definitely maintaining a pretty good point in this game. Meanwhile, she's actually going to go straight into the Darkness, and Darkness going to leap right away. Good reaction by him. Overall, just maintaining relatively quiet nature of this game. I mean, it's 1-1, 6 minutes in. IO is getting close to level 6, about halfway there. Level 3 is half of level 6. I'm not talking in terms of total XP, but all in all, I mean, this game, fairly passive, but I don't really think it's favoring any one team. Maybe SNA +4 a little bit as they come online a little bit earlier.
Yeah, the passive game may be favoring them, but if we look at the graphs, I mean, slowly but surely, CHUANZ being a little bit more efficient, I guess, just because of the 2-1-2 of this. As, wow, we're going to see a kill there in the bottom lane. The Weaver is going to be taken out there by KVH's Tiny. They want to continue to chase 470. The Soul Assumption, not enough mana for it from the Whitebeard, and 470 going to be able to heal up with the Living Armor. He's got some clarities, one more clarity on him, actually, so he's looking to be that Living Armor bot. As Hax picks up the treads on the Slardar, probably looking for that Blink Dagger as his next purchase.
Yeah, and we have Frost. He wasn't quite checking the inventories, and he didn't notice that there was a Sentry Ward on the IO. So when he got stunned up, hold on, KVH taking a lot of damage from the Geminate. The Swarm reducing armor. They're not able to kill it. One auto attack Geminate should be enough. Nope, the Swarm gets killed. The armor is restored. It is 1 armor. Wow, that doesn't. I guess it didn't really make a difference. But either way, I'm going back. Frost, he didn't see the Sentry Ward, so when they went on him, he didn't back up immediately. He stayed around, and they were able to kill him because of it. So a little bit of misplay, and he ends up giving a pretty easy kill away. So that equalizes out the golden XP from what I imagine it would. Equalizes out just the XP, the gold, inching the way towards SNA +4. And Frost, the hero that should be snowballing in this lineup, ends up falling a little bit behind.
And we see level 6 on Hax. He throws out the amplified damage onto IX Mike. But of course, they literally cannot kill him. He can just jaunt away from everything. There's no stun yet coming from Dazzle, just the rank 1 Poison Touch, and you might even keep it there, to be honest. Getting Weave up really buffs your damage. Maybe more so with a Naga or a Shadow Demon on your team, so you have those illusions to heal. We'll see what he wants to do.
I can't really say I agree with the, oh, hold on, they are going to go on Puck. Can they get the stun off? Nope, not enough. Actually, Caillou might be in trouble. The Waning Rift gets popped. IX Mike being a little bit over-aggressive. He gives himself for the Dazzle, but that's a solo lane Puck for the support. I don't think that's a really good trade, especially when you're giving it to the Slardar, who the earlier the blink, the better.
Yeah, indeed. It would have been better if Mike actually lived to get the XP, because then he would have been level 6 right now, and he could have roamed off and just thrown a Dream Coil out on bottom lane, and then picked up 2 more kills that way, and I think that trade would have been worth it. But since he dies first, of course, he gets no XP. Now he's back at level 5, so he has to head top, shows himself on the lane once more, and now if he wants to rotate off, it'll be a little more obvious.
Yep, and now
especially if he gets amplified, yeah. Now he can't even roam off.
So one thing I'd like to know is that Slardar decided to not go for the blink first. He goes for the treads. And
quick Vanguard, probably.
Yeah, one of the things I don't like about that is if he had the blink up, which he would have on the first engagement on Puck, he would have been able to blink in and get the crush on. And that would have been an easy kill on Puck, as the physical damage from crush plus an auto attack should be enough to clean up half his HP. Frost is actually under tower right now. He's going to go ahead and time-lapse, and he should be able to get away. So just the survivability of Weaver showing itself.
That was a close one, though. The tether really came and he was taking tower hits. He obviously knew he was level 6. I wasn't quite aware of it, so I thought that was about to be a kill, but Yeah, good sense. Able to get in and get out. Throw some more damage onto KVH. Although, not a lot of that's going to stick when you have Wisp already with a point in overcharge, so he can just take away his own HP and then heal up the Tiny with the Tether pretty easily.
But again, back to this top lane. If he had that blink up, that would have been an easy and clean kill on the puck instead of giving away the support as well. So a little, I would have liked the blink.
I think Fear has been just going Boots 1 into Blink Dagger, right?
Well, he doesn't go for Trez. He just goes for plain brown boots.
Yeah, Boots. I just call this Boots 1 because I'm lazy.
But even then, I mean, Sprint gives you a decent bonus speed. It's not quite Boots, but at the same time, I think it's enough to warrant just going straight for the blink. That's what my opinion. I really like blink first in this hero because once you get blink, it's around the same time you get your level 6, and then you can immediately engage. They have no idea what's going on. Quick amplify, blink in, crush, kill, and no one is the wiser.
Yeah, I'd agree with you. I like to see that blink out first. The only downside is if those first couple kills aren't very useful, as we see Mirana being taken down there. So that's Darkness trying to rotate off the mid lane. Not too much success, but back to the Slardar. Like, if you get for that Blink Dagger, then start trying to kill people, and let's say you don't, and then I think it gets a little harder to farm up or just, you know, avoid ganks if you haven't picked up the treads. I don't know. That's sort of my counterpoint that I don't necessarily agree with myself. But I don't know.
It looks like coming from the chat, Darkness could actually be drunk as fuck.
Nice.
It makes sense the more that I think about it. But
I thought
calling him
his current state. Yeah, that's definitely his name. So good call on that.
I'm gonna continue calling him Darkness just because it's a little more family friendly. But yeah, that's probably where his name's going.
I like it. I approve of his name. As mid lane, he actually lands an arrow onto Mike, and Mike is going to be brought down. So nicely done here, shooting the arrow straight.
Mike is kicking himself for that one. I mean, when you're a puck, you're not supposed to be getting hit by arrows.
In the daytime as well, so I guess it was coming from uphill. It was right in the middle of the river, so kind of hard for him to dodge it. As bot lane, we see KVH in a lot of trouble. The Blink Dagger is finished on Hacks. They're putting it to use. With this overcharge, though, do they have the damage to bring him down? They've got more than enough. The Rocket's being shot out by Tinker on the backside here from Ush. He's up to level 9, the most farmed on the map. The highest in net worth as well as he approaches 5K. It's Hacks, second in line on the Slardar, though, at 4.3.
Yep, and Slardar was debuting his Blink Dagger there. That's what I like to see. It's going to be easy for the Blink Slardar to pick off heroes like the Puck or the Tinker, the mobile heroes that fall quickly to physical damage with the Amplify. So they've got to be really careful. What?
I said everybody, every hero.
Well,
the amplified damage is so ridiculous.
But there are some heroes that can tank it fairly well, and then there are heroes like, again, these squishy but high damage output mid heroes that just like they get chunked down quarter HP per auto attack because of it. So I mean, of course, there are the hero. Every hero ends up taking a lot of damage from it, but there are some that just take so much more than others, and Puck and Tinker are some of them.
Yeah, especially if you are really low armor here to begin with, and you drop below, 0 armor into the negatives, which I think every single person right now would to 10 armor, except for Visage, of course, because he's got Gravekeeper's Cloak. He would actually just go to 0 until he got hit.
Yeah. That's what I like about Tinker. 1 or 2 hits and you're fine, but then if they continue going on you, you might be dead.
Speaking of Tinker, he's actually got his Boots of Travel up right now. Another 1,500, so we'll see if he wants to go for a Blink Dagger to get the annoying split push.
Oh, Boots of Travel,
maybe a little more presence in the team fight. Yeah, that's actually a really good combo to think of, too. You can Boots of Travel to the Familiars, and we see them there putting it to great effect, and they take out 470, and they're going to get 1 kill advantage in this game. It is 5-4 here at about 14 minutes.
Yeah, this is a combo that EG run all the time. Liquid as well, maybe, but
I'd give it to Liquid. I mean, Bulba Tinker, he literally invented that hero.
If it was Liquid, then I give it to Liquid. But EG was running it all the time in the Monster Invitational.
Yeah, I saw like get banned against them a couple times as well.
Yep, and there are also some great follow-up stuns coming up from the Familiars in the mid lane. I mean, Tree was probably dead anyway, but there were great stuns, great movement, and overall, I mean, SNA +4. They're not as far ahead as they were last game. It's relatively even. I mean, the Golden XP are on opposite sides of the graph, but I mean, they're still playing very well. So we can hand it to them. Two CHUANZ have come to this game prepared, but SNA +4 are still on top of it. And now
Dream Coil as they go for the top tier 1. There's a relocate behind that. The Hax is going to be dropped down first, but no, there's a grave out here from Caillou. Caillou going to take the fall. Now running through the Martian machines. That tower hit, the laser, everything. The spirits will get them as Io actually goes right back to safety in the bottom lane where they have a Weaver waiting for them. So it's not a little trouble to Frost. The bugs, though, are going to miss off the mark. Time lapse out. They're going to go back in for it. Maybe some overextension by SNA. The Geminite from downtown is not enough. He will live. It's 7-4 now suddenly as SNA +4 even defend their top tier 1 tower with that.
Mirana's not taking no for an answer. She wants this. Can she get it? Oh, no. She turned around. Come on, Mirana. Oh. She really wanted that kill. She was beelining down to the bottom lane to try to find the Wisp. And actually, she might find KVH, who is going to run. If she can line up this arrow, the Starstorm does connect. It's not enough for a double. Can she get the arrow? Can she line it up? She's still chasing. She throws the arrow. It is off the mark. She does not have enough to kill off KVH. And meanwhile, it looks like a kill happened across the map.
Who actually died? Was it Treant Protector? Yeah, he was being chased down by the Visage for a while. Who actually ran in there and finished it up? It looks like it was Tinker, probably TPing to the familiars. That's so annoying.
Hold on, IX Mike, he's going to fall.
Yeah, Mike going down there in the top lane. That Starfall, though, that you mentioned, the second bounce actually went to one of the neutral creeps.
Well, he wasn't close enough at all for the second bounce. You have to be within a certain range, I believe.
Yeah, I thought it was just once you get hit by the first one, you're eligible for the second one.
I'm pretty sure you have to be within a close range. I play so much Mirana, and if that was the case, then I would be killing everyone. I kid you not. So I don't know, to be honest. I might just be really freaking unlucky when I play Mirana, but overall, I'm pretty sure it's proximity. Frost, he's getting two people really low into the bottom lane, but good rotation out from Ush, making sure that they're still alive and just being their protector right now.
Indeed.
It's actually Boots of Travel. Where's he going? He's going back to base. Okay. Just being annoying. This is exactly what a Tinker does. And
Tinker's annoying. I hate playing with Tinkers, and I hate playing against Tinkers. It's like you're always grouped up, and then you want Tinker to be with you, and he's like, I'll show up, but you never really believe that he's going to show up, and you're just kind of apprehensive about starting a fight. It's a little different when you're sort of with your 5 on your team, but wow, we see Drunk as F getting blown up here. He will take the Wisp with him, but he's going to go down, and a Wisp for a Mirana. I think that's an even trade at this point. Mike is very low, but he's fine, and Hax is going to go ahead and get that top tier 1 tower. Doesn't get the last hit though, unfortunately, but farming up well. Another 2,000 gold. We'll see what he wants to go after that. Blink Dagger.
You know what? Drunk as F, very aptly named after, as we've seen with some of these arrows. No BM, but I mean, he hasn't really been finding his stride. Now I was kind of hoping at the at the end of last game that he'd be hitting more and more arrows. I mean, of course, we have seen him hit some good ones on the puck. But overall, I mean, it's a little lackluster right now. And hopefully he can find the stride. Hopefully he can make these arrows do something in this game. But at the moment, SNA +4 leading the kills 9-6. They've got both gold and XP advantage now. And a fairly decent margin. Again, it was probably higher by a factor of 4 or 5 at this time last game. In fact, I'm pretty sure they won at this time last game, SNA +4. So, two CHUANZ in this a little more than last game, but they're still falling behind right now, and it's really up to them to try to make things
They're about to get a really nice pick off on Mike here, though. The Moonlight Shadows to sort of facilitate the dive. Visage will actually get a kill up on Frost, it looks like, as Weaver took down the puck. Now Visage in trouble himself. Here comes a nice grave. Actually, a weave by Caillou. The relocate in by KVH as well as SNA. Not going to get much done, though, as we see Dazzle still being chased down by Ush. Ush looking for another one. He wants to get the Treant Protector, but he's running low on mana. He's actually just going to go ahead and go back to base. But look at this relocate. Is that where that's where they're coming from? So 470 was actually running the wrong direction. Now going to be chased down here by very angry Tiny, as he is holding a tree right now, so we know what that means. He's got his Aghanim Scepter finished up, hitting like a truck. Ush is back. He's TP'd in here. Throwing the Wisp. The tether is actually broken off of that. A little unfortunate, as 470 continues to run. This Treant is very fast. He's got the Tranquil Boots. TP to the tier 1, and that's 470. Finally, they kill him among his people in the middle of the forest.
Space created.
Caillou, disable the boots.
Yeah, that Treant Protector. A big tree, but he moves fast.
He really does. Especially when he moves even faster when he's in Viz, does he not? Yes, 10% movement speed under Nature's guys. So
I wasn't gonna say yes until I was sure. I don't want to.
I read the spell.
I gotcha. Okay. So yeah, that relocate, kind of funny that he was running in the direction where it came from. Of course, you can see where they're going, but not where they're coming from. And unfortunately, he just made the wrong decision. But IX Mike, he's already used. No, he hasn't used. He has used his orb, and now he's gonna fall. Wow.
Yeah, his blink was off cooldown. I'm not sure. I mean, it was close. I think he could have blinked away.
I believe they mini stunned with the initial cast of the poison touch, and then they just waited to follow up.
It was really close, so maybe he didn't have quite enough time. But unfortunate that he went down there.
Very unfortunate.
I don't know. I guess his orb. I think did he use his orb and his blink to get out of that? And then they were both kind of sitting on cooldown there, so it was just a little awkward that he jaunted away into two people approaching.
Oh, you gotta account for that movement speed, Drunk as F. They moved way too fast. Your arrow was really far behind.
Yeah, the tether. What's the tether move speed percentage? Like 20?
It's crazy. It's
17%, so almost 20.
17% is a lot when you're talking about a tiny. I mean, he scales so well with movement speed.
Yeah, I mean, he has his own movement speed coming off of his ultimate, or is it?
Yes, ultimate.
Yeah, it's grow. I didn't know if it came from Craggy or grow, but either way, their spells you normally get a little bit later. Tiny not normally picking up his ultimate at 6. You do want to max toss an avalanche, so level 9 is when you get your first grow. Really?
A safe lane Tiny is not a blink Tiny. Oh, 1 sec. Weaver getting absolutely blown up. Ush, he's staying in. There's a relocate. Caillou should fall here. There are 5 heroes committed to his death. Slardar coming. He wants Ush, but he's not going to be able to get him. Ush is still stunned, but not able to find any kills. There he goes. He's going to go ahead and find a killing spree on the Treant Protector. And now, KVH and SNA, they're up top lane, and they're just going to go ahead and split push out, as you mentioned.
Slardar mid, though, going right onto IX Mike. He's going to get healed up. There must be a mechanism on the field, it looked like. As Hax, I think, is going to go down the tree and spotting him out. They actually are going to find the Courier right here as well. The Soul Assumption will be enough to take out Hax. The Courier going to go ahead and scurry off to safety as SNA and KVH taking out the top tier 1 tower. 16-9 now, the score. And the gold graphs starting to get out of hand. Still really not even, but they're going to grow exponentially, as we can see, up to maybe 7k on both gold and XP after that.
Yeah, huge rotation to the mid lane to try to defend. Meanwhile, the top lane is just melting down to this tiny wisp. And now mid lane might die again. This could be the snowball to end to CHUANZ right now, as they're not, they just failed to defend in the mid lane. They could lose Frost again if they're not careful. They are probably going to give up their mid tower, as it's pushing hard with Ush's Martian Machine is actually not hitting the creeps. Oh man. But yeah, it's looking pretty bad right now for CHUANZ.
Yeah, I think they lost maybe a tower to creep. The living armor is being forced out for heroes a lot, so not even being able to be put on the towers, or it's being put on the towers and not the heroes. So he's got to make that decision. We see it here in the mid tower right now. I don't know if it's going to be enough. I hear an arrow coming in. It will land right on Mike. Is he lagging or something? I mean, it is nighttime. That was pretty short notice, so I think that was just a good arrow by Darkness/Drunk as F, as we figured out his actual name. But this push is relentless. I mean, relocate from the IO can get anyone back in. Mike is super mobile on the puck. Ush has boots of travel to the familiars, so I mean, it's the unstoppable force right now, pretty much. As sheeped up, and that's going to be a quick kill on the bottom. KVH onto a killing spree, 6-1-3, as he looks to win his second CEVO title this season. I'm glad to see him playing again.
Definitely, and I don't know if there's a term drunk as a hog or anything like that, but something about Drunk as F being a pig just made me chuckle. I don't know what it was. Either way, he gets blown up just way too fast, and they really have no answer for this tiny tinker. I mean, they're just too big, too bad,
Another pick up.
Too strong.
Too fast, too furious.
Yeah, definitely. The tree is just doing so much damage, so much work. Ag Scepter, incredible on Tiny, mixed with the almost done Assault Cuirass. It's just way too much damage. KVH.
Yeah, and to clarify, you mean the tree in KVH's hand, not the treant on CHUANZ. Unfortunately for himself.
Okay, if you wanted to clarify that, definitely. I thought it was clear. I don't know. I guess there being two trees in this game right now might make it a little bit ambiguous.
I had the camera on CHUANZ, so maybe I don't know.
Okay.
Helping out the viewers.
I gotcha. I got my own camera work going. You know, it's kind of nice. I get to cast without having to worry about camera work. You, on the other hand,
it's so nice.
if you ever need a break, just let me know, and I'll promptly say nope. I want to go without camera work.
I'll call Fogged and put him on camera last minute.
Oh God, I don't think I've ever seen any Reddit thread react more negatively to any camera work that compared to ISE.
Well, it was questionable at best. I thought Fogged, though, did a pretty decent job. It's really hard when you're not the play-by-play to jump onto the camera, and I think he did an okay job, as we see Drunk in the top lane going to get perma-sheeped up. That's one of the best reasons to purchase the Blink Dagger on Tinker. Just the perma-sheep capabilities, you get your mana pool up with the rearm. Another pick-off, but it looks like CHUANZ might try to capitalize off of that by going for this Roshan.
They're capitalizing off a pick-off on their own team. Okay. But yeah, definitely. And Blink pretty much core on Tinker now, as it has no mana cost. It really fits in with the hero very well. This Roshan probably going to fall, but at the same time, they're going to lose their bottom tower to almost nothing. I mean, KVH, you can just see how much damage he's chunking down. Do they know what's going on? I think
they got pinged by Ush on the Tinker. He's actually going to TP over and look to take out Caillou first. The Roshan will go down. Slardar picks it up, but Caillou is dead. He's actually just going to die in the march, and then rearm, so the sheep is back up. Hax has the Aegis, but it looks like they're going to take him down for the first time pretty easily. And look at that. Over to the Visage Familiar. Ush comes right back in, going to layer up the march, has the sheep stick, and that means he can't blink away, because, of course, the march was also going to prohibit that. So, tough game for Hax.
This game, I mean, they're doing so much better than last game. A lot of life in this team, but unfortunately, they're getting out-farmed right now. I mean, it's not even like outplayed. Of course, there is some significant level or more level of teamwork and movement coming out from SNA +4, but they're just getting out-farmed. They're getting out, and just this tiny. Assault Cuirass done, 2,400 on top of that. This Rax is done. I mean, they lost the fight, what, 30 seconds ago? And they're still going to lose Rax. That's incredible.
Yeah, I mean, even the whole game, it was very, very even up into the 20-minute mark when we saw that one big team fight come out for SNA +4. And since then, it's just been boom. Like, look at the graphs. They're ridiculous. It just shot up to a 20,000 advantage in both categories as Ush is just continuing to get his pickoffs. Basically, Tinker got big, and then Tiny and Wisp really kicked in their combination.
Yep, and now here's a reinitiation. We got Hax going in, getting the Slardar Crush, Slithering Crush, but he looks like he's not going to be able to stay alive to try to take out IX Mike as he gets out of there. Frost trying to do some damage, but Ush already with a triple kill. He could get an ultra kill right now, and he looks like he's following. Doesn't quite have the vision. There's the Dagon to pick up the ultra kill. And I don't think there's not enough heroes for a Rampage. He's going to wait for Dazzle. Can he get the Rampage? I don't know if he's going to go try to push it. Nope. He's just going to back off. Yeah, there is a Shallow Grave on the Dazzle.
Reported.
Yeah. Not even going for the Rampage. Come on. Either way, top racks fall, and it's just not anything that CHUANZ can do now. They, as you said, the golden XP graphs, absolutely scary. But, I mean, we take a look at the Tiny and the Tinker, 600 GPM. I wish you could take a look at the GPM PM right now. That's the gold per minute acceleration.
The acceleration?
Yes, acceleration of gold. Because from that little period of time we see at about 21 minutes, if you bring up the graphs, it's incredible. It just goes from a decently big slope to absolute insanity. And now Hack's going to jump in, but Ush is not taking any damage. There we have the overgrowth, but there's just so much coming out. The Avalanche having everyone. The Martian Machines doing a lot. 470, can't even stay alive. He goes ahead and falls to the Soul Assumption. Frost gonna get blown up, tossed the Dagon in the midair, and enough of that. Ancient is naked, Ancient is falling, and this game is over. SNA +4, it looks like they're gonna take it. GG, SNA +4, 2-0 in this series.
Yeah, for anyone who knew the players on SNA +4, I mean, if you don't know IX Mike, I don't know what you've been doing with yourself if you watch Dota, but I mean, they're all quality players. They're pretty much right on the cusp of, you know, all being professional players, just looking for a team in the North American scene. And then, of course, IX Mike's sort of retired. Not really sure if his plan's there. Not to diminish two Chuans at all. I mean, they're all quality players. They've got great, MMRs. If we want to get into that, I won't reveal them here, but maybe a slightly newer lineup. Marana played a lot better here in game number 2. Hacks on the Slardar was getting things done early, but it just wasn't quite enough, and the pure aggression and just synergy between SNA plus 4 just kicked into overdrive at 20 minutes, and the game was over at that point.
Yeah, they just came out of the gate running in this game, and they knew exactly what they needed to do. They accomplished it. The IO doing amazing work. And both games, Whitebeard as well, just supporting out of his mind, and everyone playing very, very well. So just rounding out this game, a well-deserved 2-0.
Indeed, and thanks for watching, everybody. I'm Helium. You can follow me on Twitter at HeliumBrella, and you can follow Chicago Ted here at TedCasts.
Do it.
Head over to CEVO.com to get all your information regarding CEVO Season 4 Main or Open. Check out the prize pool. It's a little over $5,000 right now. You can donate to that. You can also buy the ticket in the store for $2.99. Get some great some item drops from these games as you watch them. Support some of your favorite players. Get some items from your favorite players. Blackmail them to get the items from you. Who knows? But that's all I've got. That's all we've got for tonight. So head over to Play CEVO-1 if that is still going on. And as always, make sure to follow the Twitch channels here.
Yep, thanks for watching.